Good morning. My name is Chris Shelton. Thank you once again for joining me for the 30 Days of Qigong to Better Health. Today is day number 15, and I'm so excited to be introducing the 6 healing sounds. Today's first sound, though, is connected to the heart and is also referred to as a dry cry. Earlier, we did movements that benefited the 5 internal organs of the body. And so, for example, the heart move looked like this in order to help to sedate or to tonify emotions of the heart or imbalances of the heart. But now what we're going into is the actual vibrations that are associated with the different organs themselves. And when I give any public talks or any, speeches anywhere, when I go in, I give 3 takeaways. The first one is always one conscious breath. The second one is shaking the tree, which I really love. And the third one is this practice here. The dry cry or the HAAA sound is something that we already do all the time anyways. And they normally say in Chinese medicine that the heart is the emperor of the body. It is disturbed by the negative emotions of overexcitation, too much joy, and mania. But because of its close proximity to the lungs and the lungs being harmed or affected by grief and sorrow, the heart is also easily affected by sorrow. Though the but the heart itself actually will dictate how much of an emotion, like anger or resentment, will be expressed or suppressed. So what will happen is that anger will affect the heart, then attack the liver. Worry will affect the heart and then weaken the spleen. Grief and sadness will affect the heart and then weaken the lungs, etc., etc. So what's so cool about this practice too, besides it being something that your body already subtly tries to do whenever you have emotional stress, especially of sorrow or trauma in your life, but this is something that you could do underneath your breath, so you could do it in public and you don't have to walk around anymore suppressing emotions, instead being able to let go of it as it comes up or as you feel it. So if you pay attention to after today, the next 5 days, and these sounds, we already kind of make these sounds anyways. If you've ever had a laughing attack, the first thing that normally happens for most people is after they laughed hysterically at something, is then their body goes, ah. And the reason why your body does that is because you've temporarily have created an imbalance in the heart, and the heart is trying to readjust itself to regain balance again. So very simple practice. You could do it audibly or inaudibly. So obviously if you're in public and something's upset you, you do the sound underneath your breath. But audibly, what's going to happen is we're going to inhale. You can imagine a pink cloud filling up into the heart itself. Exhaling. Ah. Imagine the circumstance that's upset you going several feet away from the body and down deep into the ground. But this practice is also very good for past trauma too. So to make it more into a routine of helping to cleanse yourself deeper and deeper, what you would do is you would focus on something in the past that you know has affected your heart. That's created too much anxiety, too much grief, too much sorrow, even anger or fear for that matter. Focus on it, on the circumstance, what it is, what happened, who was involved, and as you do the practice, really feel that emotion come up. And then from there, you're going to inhale, pull the breath into the heart itself. And the word I'm saying here is HAAA. So it's ha, like ha ha ha, like you're laughing. Some people get confused. They ask me, say, Chris, are you saying ah? And I say, no, I'm saying ha. So anyways, we're going to focus on that circumstance and allow it to come up. And then as we do the sound, imagine the circumstance leaving from the mouth, going several feet away from the body and down deep into the ground. And then what's going to happen is then we're going to do several of these practices inaudibly underneath our breath. Now, if you are somebody who has ever gotten a stuck feeling in your throat, here in Chinese medicine, they have a special name for it, but essentially it means the plum seed effect, like it feels like you swallowed a plum seed. So if you're ever somebody that got upset about something and all of a sudden felt the stuck feeling in your throat, or as you're doing this practice, if you feel that stuck feeling coming up into your throat, then what I want you to do is I want you to lift the chin, and as you make the ha sound, I want you to imagine that the circumstance leaves from the throat, going several feet away from the body, down deep into the ground. So I inhale. And we're going to do that over and over and over again. If for whatever the reason you're walking around throughout the day and all of a sudden you feel this stuck feeling or this plum seed feeling come up into your throat, do the sound underneath your breath. If I ever have that feeling, sometimes it comes up. I have no recollection as to why it's happening. Everything could be fine for the day or for the past month or whatnot. And I just don't argue with my body. If my body's telling me something, I try to listen to it. And so if I feel that feeling, I will do that sound, especially if I'm in public underneath the breath. So such a great and powerful practice. If you suffer from anxiety, if you suffer from atrial fibrillation, AFib, you have high or low blood pressure, heart palpitations, angina. I mean, there's all kinds of conditions that you could have that this practice will help to benefit. And especially for conditions of like atrial fibrillation or AFib, I've noticed with my clients that giving them this practice and having them specifically focus on trauma or events in their life that has caused them some kind of anxiety or upset has significantly subsided their AFib. So it's amazing, such a simple practice to do. All right, so let's begin. So we're going to start off from our Wu Ji posture, either from a seated position or a standing position. Our feet are going to be out, shoulders width apart, knees slightly bent, tucking in the sacrum, pressing back the Ming Men. From there, tip the tongue, goes to the roof of the mouth behind the teeth as if saying the letter N. Gently tuck the chin, which then presses up the crown point and the top of the head, elongating the cervical spine, hauling out the armpits, slightly rounding the shoulders, pressing back the spine in between the shoulder blades, also the Shen Dao point. Breath is long, steady, even and deep into the lower abdomen. And then from here, we're going to begin inhaling. Exhaling, pulling down the heavens. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. And allow for this white light to calm your mind, soothe your energy. And then from there, clearing the energy, exhale. Gazing at the tips of the fingers. Allow for any excess of thoughts, feelings, or emotions to flow off, going several feet away from the body and down deep into the ground. Any thoughts that may be stirring, the tension in the joints of the shoulders. And I'm using my legs to pump my arms as well. My knees are staying relatively stationary, turning at the waist. And then from there, I come back to the middle, pulling down the heavens 3 times. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, gather the energy, exhale. Inhale, feel the white light. And then from there, bring the feet a little bit closer together, begin to lightly bounce on the balls of the feet. So having the knees bent, the hips relaxed, the shoulders relaxed. Focusing first on the ankles and allow for any tension in the ankles to release out any negativity there, out through the bottom of the feet and down deep into the ground. Next, the knees, any tension or tightness in the knees, allow for that to release as well. Guiding it out through the legs, out through the feet, and down deep into the earth. Next, the hips, groin, low back, releasing out any tension or tightness there. The spine, between the shoulder blades, any emotions, any tension on the spine in between the shoulder blades. Just imagine that releasing out from this gentle vibration, gentle bouncing, guiding out through the legs, out through the feet, and deep into the ground. And next, the fingers and wrists. Any pain or discomfort, if you have any arthritic pain, guiding that out through the fingertips and down deep into the ground. Next, the elbows, shoulders, head and neck. Guiding all this out as a dark cloud of energy out through the arms, out through the fingers and deep into the ground. And then from there, we stop bouncing and then we inhale, pulling the energy up beyond the top of the head. Exhale. Inhale up. And exhale. Inhale. And releasing out any dark turbid energy deep into the ground. From there, back into your Wuji posture, shaking the tree, inhaling all the way up the body. And exhale. Inhaling, like the Taylor Swift song, shake it off. Exhaling, and inhale. 2 more, inhale. Last one, inhale. And then from there, pulling down the heavens 3 times. Inhaling, connecting to your higher power. Exhaling, releasing out any heat or tension in the body. Inhale and exhale. And then from your Wuji posture, going directly into the center and balance meditation. We do this meditation in order to get out of our heads and into our bodies and to feel our entire being. So starting at the top of the head at the crown point, imagine warm oil that begins to flow down through the scalp, through the front of the forehead, the temples, the eyebrows, the brow bone and eyes, through the nose, through the cheeks, the side of the face and ears. Inch by inch, cell by cell, tissue by tissue, flowing through the lips, through the jaw, the chin, through the throat. Branching off into the upper shoulders, upper chest, melting down through the biceps, elbow creases, forearms, wrists, palms of the hands leading all the way out to the fingertips. And then from there, melting down through the entire chest, the flanks of the body, the midsection, the abdomen, flowing down through the waist and the groin. This warm oil envelops the entire thighs, the knees, the shins, the ankles, the feet and toes, all connecting and all flowing off deep into the ground. And from there, feel the entire front of the body from head to toe. Feel as much to the left as you do to the right. Just feel your body. Next, flowing down from the crown point at the top of the head, warm oil begins to flow down through the back of the head, the back of the ears, the neck, the shoulders, touching every cell, every crease, every tissue, into the triceps, the elbows, the forearms, the wrists, the back of the hands, leading all the way out to the fingertips. And then from there, through the upper back, the mid back, the low back, flowing through the waist, through the buttocks, the hamstrings, the back of the knees, the calves, ankles, heels, all connecting, all flowing off deep into the ground. And then from there, feel the entire back of the body from head to toe. Feel as much in the back as you do to the front, as well as to the left and to the right. And from there, begin to feel your connection with the divine. And imagine a white light of energy travels in through the center or the top of the head, enveloping the brain, the surrounding tissues, the skull. You feel the nerves from behind the eyes connecting to the center of the brain. So you feel beneath the brain, the left and right hemispheres of the brain stem, the sinuses, the bones of the cheeks, the muscles, the face, flowing and pouring through each vertebra of the neck and throat, visualizing the shoulders, the bones, the muscles of the shoulders, the arms, through the elbows, through the center of the forearms. Now visualizing all the small bones, tendons, ligaments of the hands and fingers. Keeping a strong connection between heaven and earth, this white light now penetrates into each of the ribs. Feel as the ribs wrap around to the spine on the back. Feel the heart, feel the lungs. Feel the liver and gallbladder on the right side of the body, the stomach and spleen on the left side. The intestines, the urinary bladder, the kidneys, the bladder, the pelvic bone, the tailbone, the bones of the legs, the muscles surrounding them, the center of the knees, the center of the shins and calves, ankles, feet and toes. And allow for this white light to flow down deep into the ground. And then from there, imagine your feet melt into the earth like you're standing on a sea. Liquid energy comes up about the height of the ankles. Next, imagine roots growing out from the bubbling well points or at the bottom of the feet all the way down to the center core of the earth. As you inhale, begin pouring golden light up the roots, up the legs, into the abdomen as you inhale. Then as you exhale, descending out any dark turbid chi out through the legs, through the roots, and dispersing deep into the earth. Inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, feel the golden light come up, and exhale, inhaling, and exhaling. Feel the golden light fill up into the abdominal region, to the visceral cavity. Then as you exhale, pushing out any dark, heavy energy deep into the ground. The breath long, steady, even and deep. And then on the next inhalation, this time we're going to go directly into the microcosmic orbit meditation, pull the energy straight up the spine, up over the top of the head, down the front of the face, the chest, the abdomen as we exhale. As we inhale, like a pump, through the tailbone, up the spine, stimulating the central nervous system, down the front of the face, the chest, the abdomen, up, down, stimulating the governing vessel up the back and the conception channel, acupuncture channel down the front. Opening up these two vessels. Inhaling, you can imagine a white or blue light racing up the spine, up over the top of the head, down the front of the face, the chest, the abdomen, flowing through the tailbone, and then like a pump, up the back, up over the top of the head, down the front of the face, the chest, the abdomen. Doing one more cycle, inhale, and exhale. And pulling down the heavens 3 times, inhale. As you gather the white light, imagine any dark, heavy energy, any heat or vibration in the body releasing out deep into the ground. Inhale. And exhale. And then from there, settling off into your Wu-Ji posture. Feel the breath as you inhale, filling up into the heart as you inhale. Then as you exhale, feel any energy releasing back out as you breathe out through the nose. Each time you inhale, you feel a deeper connection with the heart itself. And exhaling and relaxing. And from here, what I want you to do is I want you to focus on something that's upset you. Some kind of trauma in your life. It could be recent. It could be something that creates worry, has created fear for you. Some kind of sorrow or disappointment. anxiety, frustration, or anger. Feel the circumstance. Bring it to the forefront of your attention. Who was there? Who was involved? What was it about? Was it inside, outside? Were there certain smells, sounds? I want you to feel the emotion now as though it's just happening. As you inhale, imagine this pink cloud that fills up around the heart itself, the pericardium. And once we feel this past trauma or circumstance come up, we then pull the breath in, inhaling. As we exhale, allow it to leave the body. Inhale. Again. Over and over. Inhale. And again. Two more audibly. And now inaudibly, feel the pink light or cloud come into the chest. Exhale. So as you exhale, imagine the circumstance as a dark cloud going several feet away from the body and deep into the ground. As you inhale, feel the pink cloud sink deeper and deeper into the organ. Exhale. And as you do the sound, if you feel the grief coming up or you get the stuck feeling in your throat, I want you to go ahead and lift the chin. Now imagine the dark cloud leaving from the throat, going several feet away from the body and deep into the ground. Last one. And from there, pulling back the heavens 3 times. Inhale. Exhale. In. Exhale. Inhale. Feel the white light pouring down. Exhale. Placing the hands over the lower dantian, 1 inch below the navel. As you inhale, imagine a white mystical pearl forming. Then as you exhale, feel this white pearl release into the kidneys on the low back. Inhale. Pearl gets thicker and brighter. Exhale. Feel it restore. Last one. And exhale. Feel the warmth restore the vitality of the kidneys on the low back. And from there, slowly come out of your Wuji posture. Kind of shake it off a little bit. Shake out the legs. Wow, such a powerful practice to do. And the cool thing is that you could do it for 2 minutes, you do it 5 minutes, you can spend an hour on this, just focusing on something. And what's interesting is that as you focus on something in the past, you may notice, especially as you spend more time with this, that other things come up that have created grief or sorrow or loss in your life. Go ahead and allow that to come up and come out as well. You know, it's like we're peeling away the layers of an onion here, and just because we've done this practice once or twice doesn't mean that we've gotten to the core of the issues. So a very simple practice to do. You could do it anywhere. Make it into a routine that as soon as you feel something come up that upsets you, start to do these healing sounds that we're going to be doing over the next 5 days, and you're going to feel your being embrace you and love you for giving it the break that it deserves. So, my name is Chris Shelton. Thank you once again for joining me for day number 15, the 30 days of Qigong to better health. I have a saying here that Qigong is a simple practice with profound results. It ain't easy being cheesy.